Fantasy Fiction Fanatics, it's great to see you again, and I hope you're doing well. Today is going to be another book review, and today's book review is going to be How to Burn This Book by Evan Witmer. And this particular book is a selection of short stories. They are, some of them are fantasy, some of them are not fantasy, so it is a collection of multiple genres. And let's go ahead and get right into it. So the things that I liked about this book, or this collection of stories, is the overall premise. It is actually linked together with each different story with a kind of aftermark, well, a preface at the beginning kind of about burning books, as well as after each story it has a little reason why you should burn the book based on something that happened in that story and the reason that it is viable to burn that book. So I overall really liked the connection of the whole concept of burning the book, how each story had a little after clip that was like why we should burn this book, and the feel of that fun concept behind each different story and how those linked everything together was really, really great and really unique, and I really enjoyed it. It gave it some humor with a lot of these more serious stories that are in here, and really just made the collection come together, in my opinion. I also really liked Evan Witmer's sophisticated writing style. I find that a lot of times, even with authors that I love, the short stories that they write are not always the peak of their writing. It's not always, their best work writing-wise, just because it is such a smaller form of writing. It's very much harder, especially with fantasy, to develop a story in a small amount of pages. But I feel like Witmer really did a really good job with his writing style, and the way that he wrote each story was really, really nice to the short story format, and makes me wonder how his more complex, sophisticated writing style could be used in a longer format. I do think that'd be very, very interesting if he decided to write a full-length novel. And last but not least, I really liked the unique stories. So the fantasy stories do have pretty unique ideas, concepts, and characters. I do like that it didn't seem like I was reading something that I could have found anywhere else. I do think it was something specific to this story or to this collection and this author. So I did enjoy the unique stories. My favorite one was called, I believe it's called Undersea Creatures, and it's a romance between a mermaid and a siren, and I really enjoyed that one the most out of the collection of fantasy stories. The one thing that I didn't like as much is that it wasn't all fantasy, and I'm not somebody who absolutely has to have everything be fantasy in order for me to like it, but I did feel like, for me personally, and my tastes in stories and my taste in writing, that the fantasy were the more appealing stories for me, and I wish all of them had those fantasy elements, and I think I would have enjoyed the collection to its full extent if they were all fantasy-based stories. But that's just me, and possibly if you ended up checking out this collection, you might enjoy his non-fantasy works as well. So overall, would I recommend it? Sure, I definitely recommend it if you are interested in a short story collection, or you like short stories, or maybe you're just looking for something really quick, easy to read, something you can sit down in one sitting and read a story. That would be, you could just pick one of the ones from this collection and sit down and read it. They're very nice, easy little chunks of short stories, and do give you a taste of fantasy if that's what you're looking for. So I definitely recommend checking them out, at least for the fantasy ones, and then maybe you will stumble upon a non-fantasy story that you enjoy as well, depending on what your preference is. So I definitely think that you should check it out if that seems like something that is for you, or you were really interested in short stories. Okay, and I guess that is it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.